Let me grab my tea. Oh, get a little stir. I'm actually really excited to get out into the garden. I haven't been out in it all week. It's been over a week. I was away for a few days during the week. How many times have I said during the week? Welcome to this Sunday's garden video. I got more bulbs. I'm going to tidy a corner. There's lots of lovely autumnal mess. Think I'm going to give me leaf blower a shot. I'll show you around. And dahlias have looked the best they've looked, I think, all year. And I don't know why I thought that autumn or October, specifically the month of October, that like a light switch everything would just be turned off and dead. I don't know why I had that perception, but there's actually still a lot blossoming in October, and it is gonna be colder. I might throw a scarf on. I think it's about 10 degrees today as I'm filming this. It's morning time as well. I'm trying not to wake up the neighbours because it is a weekend day that I'm filming this, but it's alright. So let us warm our hands with the mug of tea. I'll show you how we're looking. Now, I am in my slippers. I will need to change. Let's sort this out. I really need to get, or maybe I just need to wear fluffy socks because it's too cold. Oh, even these are cold from being next to the door. I'll go up and put socks on. But just for the minute, I need to get them fluffy Crocs. So, dahlias, first of all, nasturtiums, these I think just started growing around about September time when we had lots of rain. They're doing great and they look great as well. They kind of look like little lily pads, don't they? As you can see, loads of autumnal crispy leaves. I think this guy is starting to thin down. The other ones aren't too bad. Maybe they kind of fall later. Then my dahlias are looking great. Look at this chap. They're looking so good. I'm going to do a bit of deadheading on these and see if I can keep them going. I'm obviously on frost watch as well, but it's still mild. I don't think there has been like any frost. But look at these. This guy has fallen, but he can come into the kitchen as a nice little cut flower. So yeah, lovely height and loads of heads like about to open. Look at this guy. Like, I came back and I came out and I was like, whoa, my dahlias look great. Someone also suggested if I trim these snapdragons that they could come back just before Christmas. And some of them I've noticed, like, look at this guy, he's going again. So I might do that. I need to pull up the cabbages and my friends are going to take some. I'm going to cook some as well, but I need to pull them up before they start going. Like, as you can see, the bugs are getting them. We've got some yellow leafage, so I need to just clean out. Also, sprouts, we're getting lovely thick stems on the sprouts. And I asked a question in a video and I said, where do the sprouts come from? And you guys told me that they come out the sides, and look, there's little baby sprouts. Love it. A few bits still kind of going here. I need to check on my apple tree. Yeah, my apple tree is looking okay. Oh, tomatoes, I need to take the last off them. And you're going in the compost, my friend. So, oh, we've got a little bit. That's not too good. Little crispy leaves here. Now the other leaves are okay. I wonder is it getting maybe too much water? I'll have to keep an eye on that coronet. And yes, look, more dahlias. They just seem to be doing well. The one in there isn't looking too fresh, but that's okay. Lots of growth on the eucalyptus. I must actually start taking bits for cut flowers and make a little bunch. Wouldn't this be nice for Christmas? Like a little eucalyptus. I wonder, can you dry it? I'd say you can dry anything. Oh, poor geraniums, still neglected, but I'll sort that out today. And this corner, no hedgehog today. Yeah, still lots of stuff. There's just a little bit of kind of leaf debris, but looking good. Then the pond, there was some rain, so the pond had gotten not overflowing, but it's come to the top. I need to cut all this grass and kind of tidy this up. I'm kind of loving how wild this is looking. So this is the section I want to focus on today, because I was saying in last week's video I've got lots of nettles and I want to put some bulbs in here. I think I'll cut back this verbena. This was lovely when it was flowering, so I think I might just cut it back, and that will just give me some more space to see where I want to put some spring bulbs. So I think today's mission is, I think, a little haircut, little trim, tidy this area, and then I have some rocks out the side. Let me show you. Ooh, the leaves have amped up. I actually want to take, I want to take some of these leaves because I have an idea for a craft. So before I blow these, and I think I'm going to mow them, to chop them down and use them as a mulch, but we will see. So still a few bits, as you can see, all the leaves, it's mostly from these guys up here are all starting to, but I have loads of these little things, see them, we don't mind. And then yeah, the leaves are starting to kind of fall in here, so yeah, just have to keep on top of it. So these are my rocks that I need to go and get my wheelbarrow and bring them in, because I was like, oh, I hope nobody steals my rocks because they're good rocks. So I'm going to bring these in my wheelbarrow and get started. I have definitely found my new favourite hobby. If anybody needs to leaf explode, it's very satisfying. So what I'm doing is, because I get so many, you can totally make leaf molds. I did make some last year. Leaf mold is different to compost. You bag it up when it's wet and you put holes in the bag and you store it, and then you let it go mouldy, and then you have lovely leaf mold and you can use it as a mulch next year. I think it takes about 6 to 9 months to make it, and I made it for the first time last year and it is golden for the leaves. Because I get so many, I will I will cut the grass now. My game plan is blow all the leaves onto the grass, cut the grass and compost it. But I get so many leaves, like there's still loads on the trees, that within 2-3 days this will be back. So I've plenty of time to take some up and make leaf mold. I'm not going to make leaf mold today. What are the little robin? Oh, I think that's because I unearthed some worms. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, he's right there. Yeah, when I was pulling weeds out, there was some juicy worms. So I think the robin is like, she has unearthed me some juicy worms. So I'm going to cut the grass out the back before I tackle the leaves in the front. But this is my new favourite thing in life, and it's much better than, remember the one I got last year? I gave that to Karen actually, the electric one, because she doesn't get as many leaves as me, so I gave that to Karen. So that's gone to it in a good home, and I'm procrastinating now. So I'm about 6 juicy rocks short to finish this here. I really like how this is looking as an edging. There is rocks in around the pond. I left the smaller ones, and I just like how this is rugged. But I got these from Phone Box Man from his garden, but he has since moved house. So I'll have to keep an eye out for about, I'd say about 4 more, and then just finish it there. Yes, this will look nice now when I have the place tidy. Okay, slippers. The slippers. Okay, tea. Also, this is very satisfying. I know it won't last because, hello friends, the leaves. But this is just, even if I get a day out of this before the leaves come back, that is nice. I also was chatting to my neighbour and I gave away another cabbage. So I think there's 4 left. So there's one for my pal Rachel, one for Adele, one for me. I don't really eat a lot of cabbage, but you know, a bacon and cabbage dinner, delish. So I'm nice and tidy, and I also just cut the grass in the front. So I think that's all I can do today for the minute, because it is due to rain. So 2 things, my niece and nephew, hang on, I fix my camera. Niece and nephew are coming around this afternoon, and there is heavy rain, which is why I was out early this morning. There is heavy rain in 15 minutes, like 100% chance in rain for the whole evening in Dublin. So I'm glad I got what I did done today. Now, I need to get the nail brush out because look at these. Look at these. So bad. So bad. Please ignore the state of my office, and there's definitely muck on my face, but that's just it is what it is, isn't it? Bulbs. Okay, first of all, this time of year is great for not swapping, but getting free plants off your neighbours. I was just chatting to my neighbour, he has 2 pink geums. I bought a geum, and I think it's an orange one. And I saw his, and his geums are like, they're not a vibe, they're a reddy pink, like an orangey pink. So I was like, oh, can I have some of that? And he's like, yeah. And do you want some of this other thing? I don't know the name, but they look like little pokers. I think they're an autumnal plant. But anyway, in last week's video, I was saying how I had ordered some perennial tulips from Mr. Middleton. My Mr. Middleton bulb delivery arrived. I need to get started with some planting. Tulips are grand. A lot of people say to leave your tulips till November, December, which is grand, and I did that last year. I planted tulips after Christmas and they came up in May, and it was great. So I love when, so first of all, I'm signed up to the Mr. Middleton postal thing, but this came in the box. It's the autumn catalogue. What's this one? Garden shop, that's tools. But yeah, I love getting the little, this just fuels my bulb buying problem. Anyway, so I got some alliums called Graceful. So alliums Graceful, and then there's another allium. You know, it's in the Latin. Spherocephalon. Will this zoom for me? I don't know if you can make that out. So I think this is the one that I have in the front, and so the alliums, I want to put them in the border that you've just saw me dig or tidy with some of the white tulips with the orange insides. I got some more of them, not tulips, daffodils. What am I saying? That border is getting alliums and daffodils. I'm not putting tulips in that side border because there's a lot of perennials, and all of my tulips are kind of going in the cut flower section. And then I'm going to put some tulips in the front to freshen up where I took out some old tulips last year because they were going on the flop. And Mr. Middleton actually said, make sure to plant your tulips in December time and minimum 30 centimeter in depth, which is very deep. I don't think I put them down that deep, and then that will hopefully stop them going on the wonk. So that was a tip. So the perennial tulip I got, Tulipa Pink Impression. So this is, there's not a lot of perennial tulips, but it just means that there's a better chance of it coming back stronger each year. So I'm going to put some of these in the front side border, which I think I'm going to tackle in the next video. And then I have these to do in the cut flower raised bed. So that is, like, I got a whole box. So here's my receipt. Tulip Pink Impressions. Your girl went a bit mad and ordered 100 of them. I don't know where I'm going with 100 Tulip Pink Impressions, but I definitely know I'll get 50 of them in that flower bed and probably 20 of them in the side border and then pots. Then I got daffodils, Pink Galore, that's the one that has, it's a white daffodil with a pinky centre, so that, like that geum I said, it's more of a pinky orangey kind of colour. Allium Spherocephalon. I got 50 of them. Why did I get 50 of them? I think they're the alliums that look a bit like, not daisies, but they're a bit more whimsical. I thought they'd look nice in the side border for height, because that's a bit wildy, like. And then allium graceful. I need to look on Mr. Middleton's website to see what they look like as a picture before I plant them. Now, I'm not buying any more bulbs until, well, that's a lie, because I'm going to a garden centre tomorrow. But in next week's video, I'm gonna get cracking with the bulb planting. So I'll do the bulb planting in the side border. I might even do it soon, because the grass is nice and tidy, and I like working in the garden when it's a bit tidy. So if my job for that day is bulb planting, then I think that's less overwhelming. So I think I'm going to just garden section by section with the bulbs, so I'm less overwhelmed. My neighbour was actually saying that, he's like, oh, I'm just doing section by section, because he's the same with the bulbs. So free plants, so my neighbour's going to give me the 2 geums, and I'm going to ask him to divide my geraniums to pink ones. So those pink ones that are at the pond have flowered for weeks. They're a little gem of a geranium. So I do have the purple geranium, the kind of common one that I see everywhere in the front, and that was also a good flower, but I cut it back and it didn't. I cut it back in August thinking it would reflower again, and there's loads of foliage, but I don't think it's gonna flower. So apparently you're supposed to cut them back sooner if you want them to flower again. So, but the other geraniums, I have done nothing to them. Gave them a little trim and accidentally trimmed them with the lawnmower when I was cutting. But so I need to, I think it's better to, I know Monty Don divided geraniums in springtime on Gardener's World, but with spring being a bit drier than usual, I planted any dividings last autumn, and anything I got off my neighbour that we planted in autumn time, it's like it just had those extra couple of weeks to just settle into the soil, and it was more like damp, there was more water for it to kind of settle, the roots settled. So yeah, I think it's a good time to plant some perennials that you get for free from your neighbours. I think I'm lucky because my neighbours are into their gardening, but garden people are lovely and always give you like divisions and extra plants and cuttings. So if you don't have anyone close to you that's into the garden, why not check out maybe some Facebook groups? There might be maybe local community ones that you could maybe be like, hey, does anyone maybe offer to give some, and see if there's any like flower swaps happening, because it's a great way to get like build up your plant collection for free, basically. For free, because nature is eternally abundant if we don't wreck it and interfere with it. There's a life lesson. Okay. Oh, I think I have muck in my nose, it's itchy. I'm going to put this into the washing machine. People always comment when I garden in light colours. I just like wearing light colours, but muck doesn't stain. Maybe grass kind of does, but all my clothes, I have a washing machine. I just wash them and the muck comes out always. So yeah, that's why I garden in light clothes, because they make me happy. But yeah, I need to wash myself, throw my clothes in, because my niece and nephew are on the way around, and I think it's going to be a cozy afternoon because the rain looks like it's about to kick off. Well, that is what I got up to in the garden this week. I think next week, bulb planting and more leaf blowing will be the garden theme for the next few weeks. If you're new to my channel, check out the other weekly garden videos, and if you like what you see, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't lose me on YouTube, and cheeky thumbs up for my regular viewers, and I'll see you in next week's video.